Greetings all, BWS2K here with some exciting news for this video. The brief version is this weekend. I got a little antsy, wanted to roll some dice, so I made a random hack generator for Cortex, and folks liked it, and it ended up on Twitter. So if you're not a Twitter person, that's or if you're not connected with them on Twitter, Cortex RPG is the Twitter address over there. And you can see all the slides, but we're going to go through them here, and I will link in the description to the Google Doc where I have all this in a far less exciting visual format. So we're going to roll dice, and I know that some folks don't like dice to be rolled, like the sound and stuff, so I will actually mute when I do that, and I have included, like, you're supposed to roll a d12 twice, so I've actually just included 2 d12s in my roll, so I'm only going to be rolling once, so it'll be muted for just that moment, and then I'll unmute and come back. So this is going to bring us through the process of a randomly generated hack, a Cortex game, and I'm really excited. If you've watched the channel for any amount of time, you know that I really like random character generation and anything that has to do with like random tables. I like pulling the threads and like finding the story and finding the character, or finding, in this case, like the entire setting. So we're gonna roll, and then we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back, and I'm just gonna kind of share as I'm thinking through stuff, and then see where it all ends. All right, so let's go ahead and roll. I will make sure to mute in post, and then I will unmute when I'm done. Okay, so let's sort them out real quick. Oops, bumping my camera. That was a 3. This was a 5. All right, so the two genres that we are mashing up are 9 and 10, which are teen and fantasy. I ran out of room on that note card, so I'm going to switch to a different one. Okay, and then go to the next slide. For our D10, we rolled a 10, which is heist. All right. The cards are stick together. All right. Next slide is we roll d8s until we get 2 prime sets. So we have a 3 and a 5, so that's resources and attributes. But we're going to have to reroll again because resources is not a prime set. So we still got to use it, but we have to roll again. So I'll mute for that in a second here. So we've got resources, which kind of sounds fun in a heist subgenre. And what was the other one I said? 3 and a 5. 5 is attributes. And okay, we're gonna roll again. Skills. So we've got resources, attributes, and skills. Next slide is the D6 for our must-use mod, which for us is action-based resolution. It's a 5. What's nice is when they mocked this up, they put the page numbers there too. So that's what you're seeing. Life points is on page 43, add all the dice is on page 25, etc., which is really handy. Okay, so that's our D6 for the must-use mod. And then finally, for the D4, we rolled a 3. This is the prime conflict. For us is going to be heroes versus villains. Ooh, this is really interesting here. They're all interesting, let's be honest. Heroes versus villains. All right, so I'm going to gently close this. Move the wire out of the way. So our genre mashup was teen fantasy, but the subgenre is heist. We are going to use resources, attributes, and skills. We're going to be using action-based resolution, and our primary conflict is going to be heroes versus villains. Are your wheels turning already? My wheels are turning already. Okay, so we're going to go think about this, and then we'll come back at some future time.